I'll start to explain it. I'll try chronological. My heart was in pain. The abuse, psychological. The story I'm told is that I'm just the worst. I'm 14 years old. It's subtle at first. Things just seem so dire, you know. The bully, he's scaring me. I can't trust him, that liar. I'm fully aware that he says I'm a reject, and I know that it's true. Says I can't be accepted, whatever I do. I'll suffer lost and alone till the day that I die. At what cost? He says, Owen, maybe you should try to write a suicide note. Say goodbye and just go. My mind tells me I want to, but I just don't know. 24 years later, he's still around. Plenty more tears later, and he still makes a sound. So this is my theory of what happens in our head. Inner propaganda determines how we're led. We influence ourselves in the very same way as we're influenced by others every single day. If we can stop propaganda from being able to work, we can also stop listening to this inner jerk. Now, I studied behavioral economics, NLP, psychology, Bob McKee's Storynomics, and well, even neurology. I traveled to North Korea, Rwanda, and the US. I even studied Irish history, searching for the best examples of propaganda that I could find to explore how it's used to manipulate the mind. Now, I believe that propaganda is basically a war of voices that controls our mind and dictates our choices. The weapons of this war are the power of words. They're made up of stories made with nouns and with verbs. Now, the consequences are really quite chilling, because behind every bomb and every mass killing are the voices that cause us to create hell. And we got voices in our head that do that as well. They do what they can to attack us, you see, because they know we don't often think rationally. But how come? I mean, with all the information that we have at our disposal, how are some still convinced of any crazy proposal? Well, this is how it works. The media put out the lies, social media comes along, and we polarize. We find ourselves stuck still to our positions, like we're the convicts of our own convictions. And the voices that we hear are loud, certain, and clear. They're emotional or down or full of fear. They often dominate our internal chatter like we're lost inside some inner rap battle. We feel what we feel, then the beat kicks in. And that's when the thought war starts to begin. Let me introduce you. He's the narrator. I'm the good voice. To my right is the hater. Who are you talking about? Got a problem with me? You know you got a big mouth, but it's obviously because you're the odd one out. You're completely alone. Maybe his name's Owen because he's all on his own. Sorry, you're me too. Have you really forgotten? Pardon me, that's true, and I feel really rotten. Know why your relationships ain't been very healthy? Only time the girls like you is when they think that you're wealthy. You've nothing to show for part 2 of your life. You're not friends, not rich, not even a wife. But look at all the things that I have done. 6 books, 90 countries, I've had quite a run. Sad you want a medal, cause you can book a flight or put words together on a computer, right? But how many people have left you over the years? Girlfriends who left you, friends who leave you in tears. You know you aren't really hearing cause you cannot accept that after all of these years, you're just still a reject. I'm not just having a midlife crisis on stage. I do have an important point that I believe needs to be made. You see, you convince yourself of what you think is true via this inner battle that happens inside of you. Now, he compares you to others and he makes you feel bad. He makes you guilty or angry or fearful or sad. He lies about what to do, finds ways to affect you. But why is this true? How does he misdirect you? Well, let me explain how we make mistakes. Our brains are efficient. There are no second takes. We create shortcuts in how we process our lives. We jump to conclusions and we generalize. Now, confirmation bias, that means we just want to be right. Contradicting items, we delete them out of sight and we only hold on to what we think is true. Information from the world then becomes skewed. Now, biases affect us like our feelings do, and they bias and direct what we're seeing too. For example, if you're in a terrible mood, it's easy to be depressed, anxious, or rude. Now, we rely on certainty in being right. We survived because we knew when to run, hide, and fight. Our fears and negative emotions, they keep us alive. They make us better and stronger, and they help us to thrive. So we believe all is bad because our feelings dictate it. And we're trapped in these feelings even though we hate it. We sell ideas to ourselves, repeat speeches internally. We tell ourselves stories that are reaching us verbally. All this happens inside our head whenever we think. Reality's building as fast as we blink. When you're depressed, you don't think negatively. When you're depressed, you believe negatively. Now, propaganda determines who lives or who dies. We're tricked into believing its dangerous lies. How it persuades, well, it's no longer a mystery. I mean, we're all mental slaves on the wrong side of history. But at its worst, there are horrible examples of propaganda. My heart nearly burst when I went to Rwanda. The Memorial Museum showing what they went through. So many Tutsis killed in cold blood by Hutu. 1 million people murdered by machete. Gorgeous little children. I mean, these were just babies. I could not get the images out of my head of all those beautiful little children lying there, dead. 27 is the number of people worldwide that by the end of this speech will have already died after writing their letters goodbye. Suicide. They decide to lie down. Genocide of the mind. The key to combating this kind of war is by pushing back, asking questions that challenge them, going on the attack, refusing to accept it, choosing to reject it, making your voice loud in the way you project it. Explain how they're wrong, make your point strong, show why they're completely insane all along. All right, next. Time to see you lose your temper, your ex. What's wrong? Don't want to remember? Why hasn't she sent a text? Where the hell is she? I think she's having sex. It's such a pity you were so pathetic when she walked out the door to a guy more athletic and so much more better than you. God, you love to berate me. You know that it's true. Do say why you hate me. You're weak, scared, too feminine. And what's with the rhyming? You're like Eminem without the skill, words, or timing. You're so insecure and yet you tell me you're not? Well, if you're so sure, maybe you forgot what I've done till now. How I've succeeded, I've tried reasoning with you. I've begged and I've pleaded for you to stop. And just let me be, I protect you a lot. Why can't you see? You wear everyone out, they're all tired of you. I'm not easy, no doubt, but hey, I'm tired of you too. Well, tough. Someone has to stop you false hoping. How? By seeing lots of faults and just moping? Sadness is needed. Well, Jesus, I agree, but no need for me to be endlessly abused. Could you please quit going over the top? I refuse to put up with it. Could you now please stop? We don't like being wrong, so we justify. We think that's being strong, but it's just a lie. You see, our beliefs that things won't work out leads to sadness, hurt, pain, and self-doubt. When you say that you suffer, you don't have control. Now, when you say that you struggle, though it does take its toll in the story and words that you use and create, you do get a chance to first choose your fate. So this is my theory of what happens in our head. Inner propaganda determines how we're led. We win this kind of war by being stronger, so that their internal influence doesn't last any longer. We got to ask them questions, challenge what they say. How do you know that's true, and well, in what way? And the next time you find yourself feeling anxious or nervous, as Richard Bandler would say, start thinking on purpose. You see, you change your life more by the way you perceive it. If you create a new story and you start to believe it, not the victim or monster, be the hero, and you'll find a more useful meaning than the voice in your mind. No more begging, strong instead. The king is back and will reign. The Conor McGregor of your head. You back in charge of your brain. You're trying to be the guy who's smiling inside, but like a fly who can't fly, you're just dying inside. You're just reaching in your mind, trying to find the rewind to the time where you felt fine. Time to stop lying to yourself and denying. Try to stop pining, sun ain't gonna be shining. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's no light. Maybe no hope in sight, but maybe I gotta fight. You will not determine what I feel or what I do. I will face this adversity and I will move on through. Ever get tired of trying to be a dictator? You know, I'm sick of your lies. You're a dick and a hater. Think you could just beat me? Yeah, this is my residence. You cannot defeat me. Fine, then give me the evidence. You're going to suffer. No, I'm struggling on. You're going to lose. No, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You see, I'll fight like a warrior. Standing in the arena, every punch you will throw, well, I've already seen it. Like Ireland, my homeland that fought to be free. I'll fight so that free in my mind I can be. No goodbye letter I'm writing. You will fully see, I reject your crap rhyming. You can't bully me. What, nothing to say? Cat got your tongue? Now I'm here to stay, and though we aren't yet done, I'm not the worst. See you around. For now, take a hike. But first, listen to the sound as I drop the mic. Thank you.